Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. Today I'm handling topic 5 of operations management, and topic 5 is about operations decision making. Every time we are in operations management, there are decisions we make on a day-to-day basis. Remember, operations management is about production of goods or provision of a service. And in every day, we shall be able to encounter decisions. We shall make decisions on a day-to-day basis. So there are those decisions that can be long-term. They affect the business in a long period of time. And there are those decisions that are commonly made every single day. So we shall see how you come up with all these decisions. What are the criteria? What is the decision-making process? What are the decision support systems? The techniques a person can be able to use to make decisions, etc. So let's begin and see characteristics of operations decision. An operations decision has the following characteristics. Number 1, a decision can be strategic, tactical, or operational. It can fall under the strategic decision, tactical decision, or operational decision. What differentiates the three is the time period. Strategic decisions are made for a long period of time. They are long-term decisions. Tactical decisions are medium-term decisions. Operational decisions are short-term decisions. So if we have those three types of decisions, then if it is strategic, it is made by the top level managers. It affects the business for a long period of time. There are very major decisions that will even affect the change of resources, the decisions about resources, the decisions about the layout on the location of the business. They are long-term decisions, followed by tactical and then operational decisions. The second characteristic of a decision, it can be repetitive or non-repetitive. Of course, a repetitive decision is that one which you make as you repeat, and non-repetitive is a decision you make once, you don't repeat it. Number 3 is the complexity of the decision. There are decisions which are complex, there are those decisions which are simple to make. Number 4 is the level of uncertainty. All decisions have a certain level of uncertainty, but there are those with a low level of uncertainty, there are those with a high level of uncertainty. Another thing we look at is quantitative versus qualitative decision. There are those decisions which are qualitative in nature, those which are quantitative. Another aspect is the degree of automation. Another aspect is the time factor. Decisions that are long-term, decisions that are short-term. Resource implication. Every decision has implication on resources. So to what extent does the decision have the implication on resources? Reversibility. Some decisions are reversible, others are not reversible or irreversible. Stakeholders' impact. What is the impact of this decision on particular stakeholders? All those are characteristics of decisions. Cost implications. There are decisions which have huge implication on costs. There are those which don't have huge implication on costs. Flexibility and adaptability, and then alignment with organizational goals. Now, all those are characteristics of a decision. Once you know that now this is the decision we are making, we go ahead and look at the framework for operation decision making. In other words, the process of making a decision. Because we don't wake up today and say, this is what I've decided. No, there is a process we follow to make a decision. The first step of the process is define the decision context. What is the decision you want to make? Is there a problem in the first place that needs a decision? So define the decision context. Step 2, gather information. Step 3, analyze and evaluate options. Because for you to make a decision, you need options. I will go with this, I will not go with this. You need options. So analyze and evaluate options. And then step 4, it is the real decision making. Now make the decision. After making the decision, implement the decision. Put the decision into place. I have decided to increase the number of machines. I've decided to open a new branch in this area. That decision now you implement it, make it work or make it functional. After implementing the decision, you review and give feedback, and then continuous improvement. Every decision requires continuous improvement. Do something to improve it. Let it not be stagnant. Decision-making methodology. We are just done with the process of making a decision from the time you realize there is a problem up to the time you now continuously improve a decision that you have implemented. Methods of making decisions, there are very many. Let me just mention them. There is affinity diagrams. You can decide to use diagrams to make a decision. You know, most of us in our normal sense, we understand diagrams than theory. So in making a decision, we can decide to use charts, tables. That one will help us really internalize or understand the decision we are making. Analytical hierarchy process. You can decide to use analytical hierarchy process, conjoint analysis, the cost-benefit analysis, game theory, heuristic methods, influence diagram approach, multiple criteria decision analysis, linear programming. All those are methods you can use to make decision, or multi-voting, or the net present value, whatever we usually call NPV. There are so many ways of making decisions. The pro and con technique, where you put advantages against disadvantages of a particular aspect to enable you make a decision. And also the scientific method. So these methods are diverse. We may not understand them, or we may not expound on them so much at this level, because every method is unique. It depends with the nature of the problem. Every method has advantages, every method has disadvantages, and every method has critiques. It has not worked in some areas, it has worked in other areas. There are methods that look like they are not so detailed, but they are still methods of making decisions. So at the end of the day, if you understand all these methodologies, you should be able to now know, I will take this as a method, or I will combine. Because there's no one best way of making a decision. No, you can combine 2 or 3 methods. Just in case one fails, then you'll still have made the same decision using another different method. So there are so many types of methodologies. Your work is to find out what each method is all about. And then we look at a concept called decision support system. This is a system that helps you to make decisions. A very important system in either operations management or any business setup. So decision support system means it is a system that will support you in making decisions. There are 2 types of decision support systems: general decision support system and institutional decision support system. General, as the word suggests, it handles a variety of systems or problems. But institutional, it has specialized modules to handle specialized problems. So that is the difference between the 2. Of course, characteristics of decision support systems, all of them, whether general or institutional. Components of a decision support system: there has to be a decision maker, the model, you have to have data, and you have to have the user interface. So those are elements of a decision support system. Application of decision support system, advantages of decision support system, all that should be part of decision support system. So someone can ask you a question very specific on decision support system, whether it is application, whether it is the elements, whether it is the advantages, as long as you can be able to apply and know this is a system that will assist me to be able to make a certain decision. And then probably lastly, supply chain operations decision-making techniques. What techniques do you use to make decisions? The first one is the rational decision-making model. It is where you make a decision that is informed. I have all the information to be able to make a decision, not out of emotions, because there are times we make decisions out of emotions. No. A rational decision is a decision based on facts. It is a decision based on information for that outcome to be given. Another technique is Pareto analysis. We understand that the 80-20 rule, you can be able to make decisions using the Pareto analysis, using the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. You conduct that analysis and then you make a decision based on your strength, based on your weakness, opportunities, and threats. PEST analysis, political, economic, social, technological, ecological, and also legal. Nowadays, it's called PESTEL analysis. You can look at those factors and then make a decision based on those analysis of those factors. And then lastly, you can decide to use a decision tree. Come up with a diagram in form of a tree and make a decision by looking at the aspects of that particular problem from the beginning to the end. By the time you are done with that, we shall be done with this particular topic of decision making. Remember, in every operational management setup, decisions have to be made. Whether they are short-term, whether they are complex, whether they are day-to-day decisions, as long as you make the decision, and that decision always has an impact on the general operation of your business. So that is it for today, and that is it for this topic of decision making in operations management.